All right, there we go. We're back. Glad to see we got people joining already. But yeah, season's almost here. Fall camp. Um, it's pretty much not wrapping up quite yet. Got another week, but it's almost game week. So we're gonna kind of just be breaking a lot of things down here. Obviously, a lot of stuff's happened this off season. Kind of do some miscellaneous items, but also kind of talk about our expectations for the season, predictions, and then just anything you guys want to talk about. We'll open it up to viewer questions at the end. So uh, I know we kind of had an agenda. Is there anything you wanted to start with in particular?
No, it's good to be back. It's been a while, so kind of let's get back into the flow of the season.
Yes, sir. So I was thinking we kind of just start out with like what we think about the team so far. Let's start with the offense. What do you see there as far as I don't know concerns, strengths, anything we need to look at?
I think it's funny. I think this year's like the strength's gonna be the O line. Like I know your receiver. You always know receivers gonna be good, right? But obviously, your question the quarterback. Max Clare's coming in as a tight end, but I think the O line's gonna be pretty strong this year. Bringing Hensman back, bringing Sierraville back, and just kick it out to tackle Montgomery back, and then the transfers. Ethan Aniwana and Phil Daniels coming in battling for that last spot. So I really think it's a strong group this year. It's better than this is like the best I felt about it in probably 3-4 years, maybe I would say.
Mm-hmm.
So honestly, if they could win the Joe Moore Award. I mean, they really could. Like, they're that talented.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, we've obviously heard all the reports coming out of camp. The tackle spots are not finalized at all, but I
Yeah,
think that's a good thing. I think that just shows our depth, which we didn't have last year necessarily. I mean, we ended up having it, but we had to move a guy from guard out to tackle, so it was just the whole thing. But now you got guys in that spot, and they went out and got some guys in the portal, and I think it's going to work out just fine. I believe Ryan Day is having a press conference tomorrow. I think that's where the starting quarterback will be named. I'm sure we're going to get a lot of answers at least. Maybe if not the starting quarterback, the offensive line will be named. My prediction is Austin Sierraville will probably be left tackle. He's been repping there pretty primarily for the most part at camp is what the reports are saying. And then obviously, I don't know really at this point. It's kind of a toss up between Daniels and Aniawa, but at the right tackle spot. So yeah, I agree totally with your analysis there. Offensive line. I'm gonna go with a concern. I'm gonna be the devil's advocate here. I want to kind of put a concern or just a watchful eye on Brian Hartline's first time play calling. I think this could get a little shaky at first. Obviously, he doesn't lack weapons. He knows his receivers are there, but you got a young quarterback, or not maybe not a young quarterback, but an experienced quarterback. Um, and I think you have all the pieces around him. It's just a matter of setting that up. And obviously, you got tight ends. We just talked about the O line's strength. We all know we have good receivers. We've been hearing good reports out of the running back room. But can you call the plays? So I would say kind of keeping a watchful eye on that.
yeah, no, I get that 100%. It's gonna be a question mark. You don't have an experienced play caller this year with Chip Kelly, so that is definitely cause for concern.
Um, I think it'll be fine. I think he's built for this role, but it might just be like a trial by fire kind of thing. Like it's his first time doing it, so you're gonna have your struggles and hiccups.
Yeah. We move to the defense.
Yeah, we can do that. If you want to start over there.
Yeah, man. So obviously you got a lot of guys you got to replace this year. At least you have Ignosin coming back, and you do have, in my opinion, the best player in the country coming back, and Caleb Downs. Jermaine was like basically a starter last year. I mean, I know that he wasn't technically, but like I mean, he played a lot. So he's stepping into that full time outside corner role this year. I feel good about it. Obviously, the big question mark is the D line, not because like you don't believe in the guys there, but because they're kind of just we haven't seen them in, like these roles that they're going to have this year. Kenyatta, we've seen in spurts. Bo Atkinson, obviously, is probably the most proven one there. Obviously, coming over from North Carolina, I think what is this? I think first sacks was like six or so. So probably the most proven guy out of that unit. But I really believe in Edric Houston, Caden McDonald. I think Will Smith's going to play this year. Tywone Malone, I've heard good things about. So it's really, I think it's going to be kind of a by committee thing. Like I think you'll see C.J. Hicks and Caden Curry a lot too. Like it's going to be rotation, like it almost always is. But just seeing what those guys, that young defensive line can do, they can step up and hopefully they can prove us right in these bigger roles. So
Yeah, and that was always the concern coming out of the spring. Essentially, was the D line, especially the interior. But you've had guys like Edric step up, which is why when Edric went down, you heard those reports. I mean, everyone just kind of like just like got real scared because I mean they're thin up in there, but they do have some top heavy guys. Obviously, Cade McDonald, you've heard, was unblockable at the scrimmage the other day.
Yeah,
So
somebody
I
pointed
think
out.
I'm feeling way better about that interior at this point. My concern though with the defense is honestly, like I'm still playing devil's advocate here. I think it's the corners. I understand you have Igbinosun. He's the most penalized guy in college football, but I think he will make a step up. I think he'll be cleaner this year. Don't get me wrong there. But you got guys like Jermaine. Jermaine has the talent, but he has started, quote unquote, out on the outside. Um, so we just got to see it at this point. And then obviously you got guys like Devin Sanchez jumping in there, Aaron Scott, whatever. Nickel corner, Bryce West, or Lorenzo Styles Jr. Just kind of unproven guys, I would say. I mean, like I said, I think they have the talent, just sort of unproven. So that's kind of just been be another thing to watch for me. Just the outside corners. I think the inside, the nickel corners will be fine. We have good safeties. You got Caleb Downs, you got Jalen McLean, you got Malik Hartford, all those guys to help in the middle there with those slot guys. But as far as outside corners, something to watch in my opinion.
Yeah, I really like Lorenzo Styles. I feel like he's kind of gotten flown under the radar. Obviously, coming over from Notre Dame a couple years ago as a receiver, converted corner. But kind of played in that dime backer role last year a little bit. I thought he played pretty well when he was in there. So I'm interested to see him in an expanded role this year. Looks like he's gonna be the full time nickel. So I think you're gonna see him a lot more this year as nickel's kind of the Ohio State space defense. So I really like Lorenzo. I think he could make a big name for himself in his final season. So
Yeah, for sure. Hold on, I'm just trying to get this message out.
I'll keep talking. Yeah, like you said, the corner's definitely a little bit of a concern, but because you're replacing, yeah, I'm assuming it's gonna be Jalen McLean, but I wouldn't rule out Malik Hartford either. Have they said one way or another on that?
I heard they're rolling with McLean. I don't know if that's still
Okay.
accurate or not, but yeah, I
Okay.
mean, I think Hartford's going to be that kind of guy just to rotate in behind them and just provide depth. So, and I'm comfortable with that. I don't.
Yeah,
That's
no,
perfectly
that's
fine.
good. Yeah, I liked Hartford. I mean, started as a true freshman in spurts, so yeah, I think he's good depth back there for as long as he stays. But I thought Jalen McLean played well last year in spurts that he was in as well, so I get that 100%. Caleb Downs is who he is, so
Yeah, yeah. He is the eraser. He just erases people. So, but yeah, that's kind of. If there's anything else you want to touch on, otherwise we can kind of go into like season long predictions. But as far as personnel, is there anything else?
there's like one more thing I want to touch on with teams, special teams is
Uh,
I would assume it's gonna be McGuire playing again this year, but McClarity did lose his black stripe today,
I was gonna
like
say, yeah, we
20
just saw
minutes
that.
ago.
Hmm.
So that I guess is maybe a question mark. And then, like, do you think Caleb Downs is going to return punts again this year?
That's a good question. I think honestly by the end, I think you're going to see one of those freshman receivers back there returning punts. I mean, not freshman, just younger. I think you could see like a Mylan Graham back there or a Quincy Porter type of deal.
Yeah.
I don't know how much they want to mess around with Ennis. He's very aggressive, and you got to kind of hold your breath when he's back there. So I don't know how much they're going to mess around with him, but I don't know. Maybe they would. Maybe they would put Caleb Downs back there. I mean, he's that good. So.
My feeling is they're going to be kind of selective with it. Like, I think when, like, they feel like they need a big play in the special team, like, they
Hmm.
might put him back there. Like, the Texas game, week one, might be a big example of the time they might want him back there.
Hmm.
They need a splash. They need to get good field position, like, right before the half or something like that. Set themselves up better for a 2 minute drill. So I think anytime, like, I think they might mix and match. I think you'll see a mix of Ennis, Graham, Downs, like all three of those guys. I think, like you said, maybe even Quincy Porter as well. So
Yep. For sure. That's usually how we see it. Like you saw like Garrett Wilson back there returning punts. JSN was back there. Like you just get these young receivers, just gets them, puts them in the game, puts them in a stressful moment, see if they can handle it type of deal. So that's what I would expect at least. But yeah, we can kind of move on now. I know you guys are dropping a lot of questions in the chat. We will get to them. Just keep going, and then we'll just scroll back up and we'll hit them on our way. But we're going to give our season predictions real quick. But yeah, you got some?
I just want to say, like, I've seen a lot of questions. I'll address this real quick. There has not been a quarterback named starter
Yeah.
yet. We're thinking maybe tomorrow, but we don't know for sure. It's still a really open battle between Sayan and Keenholz. So
Yeah. We're thinking. I believe Ryan Day has a press conference at noon tomorrow. I think that's what I've heard because tomorrow's Friday. Yeah. So that is a potential, and he said he had wanted to name one by the end of this week. So
yeah, I would assume tomorrow, but
yeah,
we'll see. There's
should be
also
coming soon.
another big announcement tomorrow, but we can get to later.
exactly, yeah. So we will get to that. Let me think here. We'll go, yeah, let's go season predictions. We'll kind of give our records predictions, I guess, kind of maybe how we think it's all going to play out. I don't know how much you kind of how deep into it you
I
went.
have one. I have one.
Okay, yeah, go ahead. Go ahead. You started out then.
I have 11-1,
Yeah.
and the team I have us losing to is Week 1.
Oh, okay.
Not that I want
Oh,
us to. That's what people understand. I never want. I'm never rooting for us to lose. I just think I don't know, man. I got a bad feeling. I hope
I
I'm wrong.
I thought
Um,
I was going to be the bad guy here.
okay,
Or
okay. Yeah, no, I got us going 11-1, man. I got us losing the first one, which in hindsight I think might end up being a good thing because I feel like they always play better when they get that early season loss out of the way. Like I said, not going to be rooting for them to lose. Never that. Just my opinion right now. If I make a prediction right now, maybe that'll change when we get up to the week. But um, we're always known to be slow starters in the season. Um, if they can't start slow against this team, they're a really talented Texas team that's bringing a lot of guys back and arguably better than last year. So 11-1. I'm not going to go 12-0 and beat a homer. I'll have us lose in the first game. But my thing is, if they can lose to Texas but they beat Michigan, I'll be very happy. Like you have to
yeah,
take that.
see, that's the thing right there. See, I knew. See, I'm gonna get backlash from this, bro. I got us going 11-1 as
Okay.
well, and I got our loss on November 29th in Ann Arbor. I swear I'm not rooting for them. I would never do that. I'm the same spiel as you. I would never do that, but I got to see it. I got to see it. I got to see it to believe it. It's kind of like that Penn State game last year. We went on live on the same live, and we were like, we both picked us to lose, and it's because we struggled with Nebraska the week before, and then we saw it. So prove me wrong. I'm going 11-1. Lost to Michigan in week 12 or whatever it is at that point, game 12. Yeah, I know it's horrible, but I got to see it. I'm not rooting for Michigan. Let it be known,
So
but
just like I'm not rooting for Texas, like it's
yeah,
not the case. Don't kill me.
yeah. If you
It's
want our
just
honest opinions, that's we just gave them to you. But
yeah.
as far as playoffs, postseason, did you have anything that you predict for that in particular? After that,
Well, I'll tell you, if I have 11-1,
so
losing
how
at home to
about
Texas, they would be in the Big Ten championship, which they haven't done in a couple of years. So
right? So
I
I
would
was gonna
have
say,
us playing Oregon.
okay,
I think off the top of my head, real quick. I'd have us winning that game. Oregon's an interesting team as well because I think they got a lot of guys to replace as well. That'd be a kind of a cool matchup. Obviously, we don't play them in the regular season this year. It's just so hard to repeat in college football, man. Like I'm gonna predict us to win, but like when you're trying to replace this many guys after the year you had,
hmm
like it's hard. I'm gonna predict us to win because I have to. I feel like I have to predict us to win the whole thing. Um, but like I wouldn't be surprised if say they lose. I think they get a bye this year. I feel pretty confident they get a bye this year. I will say that that'd be a big prediction that I
well,
have.
especially with the reformat of the
Yeah,
playoff,
yeah,
where it's just straight
100%.
seeding. I think yeah, it's yeah for sure. I didn't really go as far to make a playoff prediction, but yeah, I mean, I think they'll be in that race for sure. I mean, I think semifinals at the minimum. This team just has talent all over. I know they're replacing a lot, but they just reload, man. They just reload. They don't rebuild. So,
I think
um, yeah,
like Texas is going to be a really like I think they're going to be the team to beat most of the year. I think they're going to be really good. I think Penn State, man, there's just so much hype with them, but they just disappoint. I will not pick Penn State to win.
no,
I don't even see them making the Big Ten championship, so we'll see.
yeah, no, I can't do it. Can't do it.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's kind of what we had. I guess we can talk about that other thing now, the other announcement. Pretty briefly here, we'll talk about it. We made a post earlier about Michigan's punishment, sanctions, whatever it is that's incoming tomorrow, made official by Pete Thamel. I heard that Michigan's going to hear about it around breakfast time, early in the morning, and then it'll be publicly made around noon. So whatever this is, I heard they're going to have a press conference. Yes, it's interesting that they're having a press conference, which makes me think it's kind of bigger than we think it is. But at the same time, it's like, okay, like I don't think it's going to be that. I mean, I know your opinions on it. I think we're both on the same page. We don't really think it's going to be much, but yes, Michigan is going to get their quote unquote punishment tomorrow. So I guess we're just hate watching at that point. So
Yeah, I don't know. I really don't have any expectations for it. Like whatever happens, happens. I don't know, man. I don't know, I'm kind of over it already. Which is kind of I don't know if I can say that as an Ohio State fan, but I'm just like ready for this something to happen. Like I don't really care what it is at this point. Like
I just want to play him again.
yeah,
That's
yeah, yeah. I'm just ready to beat them, man. Like
yeah,
they can have whatever they have. I just want to beat them. That's all I really care about. So
yeah. I can't take another year of this, man. Can't do it.
nope.
But yeah, so we'll kind of give you guys that news tomorrow when it drops. Expecting it around lunchtime to go official. So, but yeah, spam you guys' comments and questions down below. Um, we're about to just kind of rip these at will. If you have anything else before we want to go and just dive into these, let me know.
Um,
But just kind of yeah, start spamming, guys. We'll get to them.
Only 10 days away from no 9 days away from week 0 college football,
Yeah, yeah.
which
It's gonna
is
save me,
kind of
man.
crazy. It's gone that fast, but yeah.
Exactly. Um, let's see. Do you think the team up north gets a real punishment for slapping the wrist? Yeah, so we kind of just talked about that. Hold on.
Uh, to answer that question fully, I don't think it'll be much, but we'll see.
Yeah, hold on. Sorry, I'm just some people are talking about non-relevant things. Oh shoot, I just deleted my message. All right, anyway, yeah, let's get back to it. This is a good question. Who do you think is the starting kicker?
Um, Fielding. Uh, I don't know if it's really much of a competition. Do you?
No, I don't think it is. I know they got brought in a guy from Bowling Green or Ball State, and I'm forgetting his name, so I'm going to look it up right now. Um,
Yeah.
because I've always just assumed it's going to be Fielding. And I know they brought that other guy in, but I really just don't see how it's going to change at this point. Let me just look
Jackson
it up.
Corville.
Yes.
Yeah, I can't remember his name either.
Yeah.
Centerville though, local from Center,
Yeah.
originally from
So
Centerville, so local. But yeah, I don't know. I think Fielding was better in the playoffs too. So
yeah, and Fielding, yeah, exactly. He got better as the season went on. Obviously, Michigan game, no, but he turned it up at the end. So I think they're going to be confident with him rolling back into the season. So
yeah,
good question there. Got another question. Is this finally CJ Hicks breakout year? I'll kind of start on this. I think yes, because obviously he's getting praise from other guys. You hear that all the time with guys, but I mean, when you're like comparing him to a guy like Abdul Carter, I know we like had that post the other day. Um, it's just you're hearing all the good things. Only thing I think could hold him back is the fact that we are pretty deep in the defensive end room. So obviously, we like we said before, they do like to run the rotation there. So he will have his opportunities. It's just a matter of if he can capitalize on them. But I think he's definitely in his best spot to have a breakout year because that linebacker room is pretty stacked as well. So I'm gonna say yeah. I mean, what would be considered a breakout year? Like what, 5 sacks, 6 sacks, something like that? I don't know, but I think he will have an impact way more than you have at linebacker, especially.
it's just tough to predict because I don't even think he's going to be a starter. Like I would assume it's Kenyatta and Bo
Yeah,
Atkinson,
yeah,
but
exactly. Yeah,
he's going to play though. Like I said, man, like they always rotate 4 deep edge rusher wise. Like you have to Kenyatta and Caden Curry played a lot last year, being with Jack and JTT. So
yeah.
he's going to play a lot. I think he'll have an impact. I think he'll be. I just remember that Northwestern game kind of when he was kind of making that transition to edge rusher. I think he had 2 sacks in the Northwestern game, if I remember correctly.
Hmm.
So yeah, we've already seen it in like little spurts. So to see that like in a full time role and potentially him is he's probably like the third. I'd say like the third guy in that rotation. I think he's gonna have a huge impact. I'd say about 5 to 6 somewhere in there sacks. I think that's probably fair.
Hmm. Yeah, for sure. And I think that'd be a good year for him, for sure. All right, more questions. Who do you think starts? So I'm assuming you're talking about quarterback. I'm saying San. I'm going with San. He's been the rumors all year. I know we've heard from certain beat reporters that it's going to be Keenholz, but uh, are those reporters credible? Probably not. But yeah, my gut. I mean, I don't have any inside information outside of the inside information everyone else has heard. My gut tells me San though. I think he's just got to go out and win it at this point, and he probably has at camp this week. So I'm sure we'll hear about it tomorrow.
Yeah, I would be shocked if it's not. I don't want to say shocked. I'd be pretty surprised if it's not saying. I just think he's. Nothing against Lincoln. I think this the arm talent Julian Saint has is just a little bit more than Lincoln has.
Yeah,
And everything seems to be trending towards saying, um, I don't know
it,
though. We'll
it
see.
it's just the way the ball comes off of Sands'
Yeah,
hand. I mean,
that quick release is just
yeah,
yeah.
and you have your size questions. A lot of people were he made a comment that he's up to like 213 now. He's like 6'1", I think he said, and everyone was like, yeah, right. Like, yeah, there's some questions there, but you've had guys like Bryce Young go light it up, and he was what 5'11", 5'10",
Yeah.
so
I also
um,
feel like I don't know if this is true because one's younger than the other about saying this, but I just feel like Julian Saint's the safer pick for Texas.
mhm.
I don't know. Do you feel that way too?
Yeah,
Like,
no, I do honestly. I
yeah, I never really thought about that until just now. But the more I think about it, the more I feel like that's kind of a safer pick because, like, I just, I mean, I know it's a spring game and that does not the end all be all, but he just looked so much more poised than Lincoln did in that game.
Yeah, and what we have from Lincoln is the Cotton Bowl 2 years ago. Now, then again, that's his first start ever. He's a true freshman. It did not look good. We'll just say that
Yeah,
way. I mean, maybe Ryan Day was too scared to use him that game. That was probably what it was. We're on your third string quarterback at that point. Devin Brown got hurt. Kyle McCord didn't play. Whatever. But I'd say the sample size that we've had from Lincoln and Julian, we've seen a lot more out of Julian, which is why I agree. Yeah, it's probably the safer bet.
plus, you got to think Julian Sand passed Lincoln Kingdoms last year in the depth chart as a true
Yeah.
freshman.
I
So
mean,
obviously,
there was rumblings that Sand might have been in the starting role last year. I mean, I'm not
yeah,
crazy to say that. Like, it maybe only lasted like 2 weeks, but he came into fall camp last year like
yeah.
slinging it before Will Howard really took it over. So,
Not to
yeah.
say guys can't get better, because definitely can, but let's just put that in perspective for a second too. That he literally passed him on the depth chart last year, true freshman.
hmm
So like they obviously have been impressed with what they've seen from him. So
And I'm sure Lincoln's improved too. Obviously, you got Iron
yeah,
Buckeye. So,
100%.
I mean, I'm sure that's what's like kind of keeping this race together. But yeah, for sure. It's going to be interesting. And like we said, we'll probably hear about it tomorrow. And we'll have you guys posted as soon as we know. So let's see. Okay, this is a good one. Biggest advantage, disadvantage versus Texas. I'm going to go with kind of, I rattled on this earlier, the inexperience of offensive play calling versus that Texas defense on offense or defense. So our offense versus Texas defense, not skill. I think we match up easily. I think if not better, skill for skill with Texas defense. I just want to see the play calling. I'd say that's our disadvantage. Brian Hartline's going. Obviously, he's gonna have help with Ryan Day. He's gonna have help with Tyler Bowen. He's gonna have help with whoever else is helping calling plays. Whatever. Um, yeah, just got to see the our biggest. It's gonna be a tough test out the gate, pretty much. So yeah.
Disadvantage, yeah, like I would say just like Texas has more guys coming back than we do. So like you're kind of just that's like a cause for concern. Texas definitely has the advantage of. They have a quarterback that's proven, right? Like I mean, I don't know, Arch wasn't like the full time starter last year, but he started games
Mhm.
last year. Something Julian Saint hasn't done, or assuming it's Julian Saint. So they had at least that experience. So I think they have the advantage there. But in terms of skill, man, like look at the outside, the weapons, Cornell St. Jeremiah Smith, like that's your advantage right there. And I think even you could argue that the line, the trenches, the O line, our O line is probably better than their D line. I would say this year, because they're losing some guys up front, so they have to replace. So I think those are your advantages there. But like I said, I think they're a little more experienced. Like some other guys are a little more experienced. It's like the thing that Texas would have the most advantage in. So
I was gonna go our O line versus their D line. All the reports we've been hearing out of camp and just what we've seen, our O line is going to be a strength to this team this year. And like you said, Texas is losing some interior guys and on the edge. So obviously they still have Colin Simmons. They
yeah,
still got some edge rushers, and they got Anthony Hill linebacker. But I think the interior of their defensive line, I think we can really kind of run it up the middle on them, just kind of take over the game in the trenches. And if you do that, that opens up everything else. So hopefully that's in the game plan. But yeah, I think that's an advantage for us right there.
plus another big advantage that kind of goes without saying. You're playing at the shoe. You're playing at the
Yeah,
shoe. You're playing at home. You're playing in front of your fans, whether it's Big Noon or not. That's a whole other discussion. But first game of the year is gonna be wild, man. So it's gonna be a tough environment for them to come into. So I
hmm
mean that's another advantage right there. So
yeah. Someone had mentioned, yeah, that's that edge for Texas, one of the best D's in the country. Need to protect Julian. Yeah,
yeah,
Colin
yeah,
Simmons is a stud. We know that. He had an impact in the game last year as well. So just got to keep him clean. Okay, this is a good one. Interesting. Do you think there's a competition for the second linebacker spot, or is it all wrapped up with Arvell? I'll let you start on that.
I mean, it's an interesting question. I think Peyton Pierce's name is, we didn't really talk about him earlier, it's been brought up a lot when we talk to
Hmm.
people that have said around the team have said like he's really like pushing like to be that third linebacker. But in terms of the second linebacker, I think it's Arvell. I think it always has been Arvell. He was one of those guys like Tremaine last year where he may not have been a quote unquote starter, but he still played. I mean, played a lot. Um, I think it's Arvell's spot, but I think Peyton Pierce has really pushed that third spot right behind him. I think so.
Yeah, and I think a lot of people will also know the name Riley Pettijohn. I know you
Yeah,
loved him coming out of high school. We talked about him. He was kind of your guy. Yeah, someone
yeah,
mentioned Riley Pettijohn too. So
yeah.
I think he'll become a household name, especially when Sonny goes to the draft this year. Arvell may go to the draft. I believe
Maybe.
he's a,
Yeah.
I believe he's a junior. Yeah, so he would have one more year. Depends on how his year goes. But yeah, I think you're going to have your two main guys, Sonny and Arvell, and then Peyton Pierce and Riley Pettijohn are your two other guys in the middle there. And that's a solid lineup, man. Like that is solid. So don't worry about any depth in that position room at all. So
No. If say for some reason Sonny and Arvell both go down, I feel really comfortable with Peyton Pierce and Brad Pettijohn. Like,
yeah, oh
which
yeah.
is crazy to say for a true freshman, but I do think that he's going to be a stud.
And I think the thing that wraps that all together is the safeties. Like, okay, you don't let's say like Riley Pettijohn and Peyton Pierce are out there all by themselves, but you got Caleb Downs, you got Jalen McClain out there who's
Yeah.
proven himself. Malik Hartford, who you're comfortable with at this point. So um, it's just yeah. I mean, you're gonna have plenty of help. So plenty of depth on this team. This is a good one. Do you think Lincoln can open up the offense due to his running game? So yeah, I mean that's kind of the one thing everyone's kind of considering that Lincoln obviously that's his trait that he has over Julian is his athletic ability. He was an Iron Buckeye. He was the only quarterback to ever get Iron Buckeye. His athleticism purely is definitely an advantage for him, and I think it could open up the run game. Anytime you have a running quarterback, your team's a lot better at running usually, obviously, just because of the escapability in the pocket. He can scramble for yards and obviously design quarterback runs, options, RPOs, whatever. The defense has a whole nother element to defend in the run game. So I think it could open up the run game, but he has to be able to do it all. He's got to be able to throw it too. And it's not like Julian Sand doesn't have legs. Like Julian Sand can
Yeah.
run, but obviously he's not as athletic as Lincoln, as we've seen. So, yes, I do agree it can open up the run game. Just you got to be able to do it all.
Just because Julian's the starter doesn't mean you can't use Keenhold. So we've seen
Hmm.
like Devin
Hmm.
Brown, for example, on the goal line. Flashback a little bit. Tate Martell at one point,
Yeah.
a couple years ago. So yeah, you can still use that athleticism down the red zone. Like that's a perfect place to do it. Whether it's maybe a Prebula, Penn State type thing too, like where you can kind of do it all, like all over the field. So you can still use that even if Julian's the starter. So
Hmm.
100%.
Yep. Alrighty. All right, back to the Michigan stuff. If you do the, if they do get a real punishment and vacate wins, what are your thoughts? We kind of gave our thoughts on what they're going to do, but let's say in a fictional world, they do end up vacating and taking wins and all that. I mean, what do you think about that? I mean,
I think I kind of said it earlier, and I kind of say the same thing. I don't really care. I just want to beat them.
yeah,
That's
yeah.
just my mindset. I don't know if that's the
I
right
think it would be
mindset, but
funny. I
yeah,
think it'd be funny if it happened.
yeah,
I think we would all have a good laugh and kind of
yeah.
it would be a good talking point for probably a good week or month or whatever. Um, yeah, but I just don't see it happening this day and age of college football. As serious as that the stuff might have been that they're actually doing, I just don't see it. I mean, you really have to screw up.
Yeah.
Alrighty, we'll keep chugging along here. Do you guys think we beat the team up north this year? So I already gave my prediction on that. I'm not going to say why we're not. I want you to tell me why we are. Why are we going to beat the team up north? Why are we going to go up there and finally win after losing four,
Because
four in a row?
this is it can't continue. Like it's nothing X's and O's wise, right? It's
Yeah.
just it's none of that because it's too hard to predict right now. We don't know what Michigan's gonna look like this year. We don't really know exactly what this team's gonna look like this year. It's just the trend, man. It just can't happen again. I'm tired of it happening, so I'm predicting that it won't happen. That's really all it comes down to for me.
Yeah, it's one of those things. It's like it's mandatory at this point. Um, just get it done, like you said, not X's and O's. Depending, even if Michigan is the best team in the country this year, and they come out and Bryce Underwood's this like insane Johnny Manziel freshman year type deal, like that doesn't mean we can't beat them because we have beat teams like that. We went to the Rose Bowl and we're up on Oregon, the number one team in the nation, 34-0 at halftime. We have everything we need. Like it's not like we're ever going to be outskilled by them. It's just about going and executing at this point. So yeah, I totally
Yeah.
agree. But
And certainly in terms of like kind of X's and O's, right? Too, I think Ryan Day learned his lesson from last year too. So I don't think that's going to happen.
oh
Teams
god,
are
yeah,
playing tight. So
you'd freaking hope, man. You would
someone
hope.
in the comments point that out too. So
Yeah, yeah. You can don't play tight. Exactly. Yeah, I like that. Um, I mean, if you literally play that game like any other game, yes, it's not any other game. It's the game. But if you play that game like any other game, like you're gonna be for just fine. Like you're gonna be just fine. So let's just hope that's how it plays out. So all right. Could you see the NCAA opening a 30-day portal post Team Up North punishment leading to an exodus? That's interesting. But I think the punishment would have to be very severe. But I don't. That'd be a very like that would be uncharted territories as far as opening up a 30-day portal.
yeah,
I think they had done that before. It was like somewhere in the SEC they had done that for a
I was going
team
to
or
ask you. I don't think portal opens when a coach gets suspended, right? Like I don't think it does.
no, I swear I remember it happening somewhere else. But yeah, that would be an interesting case for that to happen.
It
Um,
had to be like a thing they like the NCAA did like specifically for Michigan because of how bad the punishment is,
yeah, exactly. And
which
and the
I
pun
just
and the
don't
punishment would
see.
have to be like a 2-year postseason ban or something like that, or a
Yes.
post like,
Yeah.
and that would cause the exodus because like all the guys are obviously like, well, I want to go to the playoff. I'm here to win a national championship, and if
Right.
I can't go to the postseason, I'm getting out of here. So
It'd have
because
to be.
yeah,
Sorry, go ahead. Sorry.
I was just gonna say because that'd be unfair. As much as we hate Michigan, that's unfair to the kids there. Like that's they came there. They weren't the ones who did it. Like the people who are there now, for the most part. There's only a few left over. Obviously, Sharon Moore was there and whatnot, but for the most part, the players were the ones who were not there that contributed to all that. So it would be unfair to them. So I could understand why they would open a portal or do something like that. I know what you mean.
Yeah, it had to be something like specifically mandated by the NCAA because they're not going to open up portals because the coach has been suspended. Like that doesn't happen. The only time it opens is when the coach is fired or they leave. So
Mhm.
obviously, Sharon Moore's not going to leave or get fired. I don't think.
I think you could definitely see a suspension, but that wouldn't
Yeah,
cause anyone to
no.
leave or yeah, whatever. So okay, we'll keep chugging along. Keep dropping your questions below, guys. We appreciate them. Do you think we can go undefeated if we crush Texas? So I mean, this is kind of all you right here. I mean, you predicted that this is our one loss. So if we do beat Texas, I mean, you don't see any other losses, is what you're saying?
I
Um,
don't. Doesn't mean they can't lose because I
mhm.
mean, say what you want. Penn State and Michigan are both capable of beating Ohio State. Like that's not a question mark. Um, but no, I would feel pretty good. Like in the hypothetical, say come on, beat Texas. That, my prediction would then change to 12-0.
Mhm.
So yeah, I would think so. But doesn't mean they
So,
can't. Doesn't mean they can't lose. Like I wouldn't say that.
so let me ask you this: outside of Michigan and Penn State, obviously the most two losable games. What's another losable game?
Illinois on the road. Not enough people are talking about that game.
Hmm.
There is not enough people talking. Illinois was really good last year.
Hmm.
They were very good last year. I don't think enough people talk about Illinois.
Beat South Carolina in the bowl game. So,
Yes, like that is not going to be a slouch. Like I want to say, hold on. Yeah, Illinois on the road, October 11th. Like that is not a pushover game. But Brett Bielema is a great coach. They're bringing a lot of guys back. They were a good football team last year. They genuinely could be a dark horse in the Big Ten this year. I think that's a game that not enough people are talking about. That's quite possibly going to be a ranked matchup.
hmm
Is Illinois ranked right now?
yes, they were like 12th or 13th.
I
They
thought they
were
were pretty
high.
high.
They were high, very high, which I was so surprised. I mean,
12. Yeah.
yeah, they were
So
high. I was
maybe
that's
if
high.
Illinois, that could be a top two matchup if Illinois wins their first couple of games. Like that wouldn't be crazy.
Like the
Like
more I think about that is like Illinois is ranked 12th in the country. Like just listen to what I just came out of my mouth.
Yeah.
Illinois is ranked 12th in the country. Like that is either gonna completely backfire or they're legit. It's like it's one of those things. So we'll find out. But yeah, I totally agree. I think it's gonna be a tough one. Another one people mentioned was at Washington. It's earlier in the season. I think is that their first Big Ten game. I think.
I think so. Yeah.
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 So one got to go out west, out to the West Coast. Washington's a loud place, man. They got a loud stadium, and then Ohio State never goes there. So you're gonna have some hyped up students and fans and whatever. So it's gonna be in a crazy environment. It's just a matter if they can put it together. I know they got a talented quarterback, Demond Williams. I know they got a good running back there. Um, just got to go in there and take care of business. It's going to be one of those games, It's going to be one of those games you might be pulling your hair out into the middle of the fourth quarter, It's like, but yeah,
Camp
I
Randall
think,
too.
yep, yep. They got some tough road games this year, man. I mean, they do get their big ones at home between Texas and Penn State, but got to go to Michigan, got to go to Washington, got to go to Illinois. So yeah,
Yeah, I mean this stretch. I know there's a bye week in here. At Illinois, at Wisconsin, bye week, then home against Penn State, like that. Those are three tough games in a row. I know you have the bye week, like I said, for that Penn State game, but those three in a row is not an easy task at all.
yeah, it's gonna be rough. Let's see here. I would say it's a very balanced schedule though. There's nothing hard. There's nothing. I mean, it's just like it's your typical schedule. Like
Right. Yeah, nothing
it's
outrageous.
not hard, not easy. So, who do you think will be the two backup defensive tackles? So obviously you're looking at Cade McDonald and Edric Houston here. But yeah, like that's always been the question is the depth. But I think you see a guy kind of like Jarquez Carter is a guy I think you want to listen about. Incoming freshman, kind of underrated coming out of high school. But you also got veteran guys like Tywone Malone. Um, and I think they'll be fine in there, but as far as rotating guys out, like you're not going to have what you had last year. Like think about it. The two guys we have starting this year were our backups. Like so that's how good that unit was last year. So I think you will see a step down, but depth at the D tackle spot is an interesting question. I don't know if you had anyone that could stand out for you there.
Tywone Malone, pick has been here forever. Um,
Yeah.
I have heard good things about him though.
Hmm.
Will Smith, Jason Moore, like I think
Hmm.
Tywone is like kind of a lot. I think like that third guy. I think he'd be like that third guy. In terms of the fourth guy, like Marcus Carter is there. I like him as a freshman, but for me, it's between Jason Moore and Will Smith. And I'd probably give the edge to Will Smith,
Hmm.
but I don't feel great about it. Like I don't. It's going to be a
They're
question mark. The depth's going to be a question mark for sure.
they're both going on year three, I believe, right? So
Yeah, both redshirt sophomores.
mhm. So I know they both dealt with injuries. Jason Moore kind of he was sort of a defensive end prospect, kind of coming out of high school. I remember him. He's a big, tall guy. He's got a good wingspan. Jason Moore, kind of a three tech guy. Will Smith, he's picked up some weight, probably another three tech type of guy. But as far as your nose tackles go, you obviously got Caden McDonald, and I think another guy is Jarquez Carter to watch. So, yeah,